Welcome to the Sword Art Online Wiki, and this is your introduction to Sword Art Online Volume 15, Alicization Invading. In this video, we'll briefly cover the timeline, main locations, and key characters of Volume 15, and thus the video will feature minor spoilers from Alicization Invading. Sword Art Online Volume 15, Alicization Invading marks the beginning of Alicization's second arc, War of Underworld. The events take place on the same day as the Ocean Turtle raid in the real world and 5 months after the battle at the Central Cathedral in Underworld. Unlike the previous Alicization novels that were very focused on the journey of Yuji and Kirito, Alicization Invading offers a much more varied storytelling in terms of its locations and characters. The events of Volume 15 take place in the real world as well as Underworld, both locations sharing multiple perspectives. Inside the Ocean Turtle, Asuna, Kikuoka Seijiro, Higa Takeru, Kojiro Rinko, and the others find themselves sheltered in the sub-control room connected to the STL Room 2, where Kazuto and an unoccupied STL unit are located. The attackers that will be explored more about in the narrative had managed to access the main control room in the lower levels of the Ocean Turtle, connected to the STL Room 1 with 2 unoccupied STL units that they want to use to put their plans into motion. They were led by Gabrielle Miller aka Subblizer, with Wasago Casals at the side for assistance, also known as Pooh, the leader of Laughing Coffin from Aincrad. Back in Underworld, we also have two main locations. In the village of Rulid, we follow Alice Synthesis 30 as she takes the role of caring for Kirito after his floodlight was damaged by the power surge in the previous volume. The damage was so severe that Kirito could no longer process any information he received and could not do anything more complex than basic reflexes like breathing, eating, and sleeping. Wanting to take care of Kirito and live a peaceful life with her sister Selka, Alice was keen on staying just outside of Rulid, but her attitude changed when one day her former trainee Eldri Synthesis 31 visited her with a warning and a request, followed by an attack on Rulid from the Dark Territory soon afterwards that forced her to don her Integrity Knight armor once again. Taking Kirito with her, she set course towards the Eastern Gate with a mission in mind, only to find the circumstances she was afraid of. On the other side of the End Mountains and the Eastern Gate, the Dark Territory forces were gathering for a full-scale invasion. Compared to the taboo index of the human empire, there was only one rule in the Dark Territory: take what you want with strength. The leaders and generals of the Dark Territory were getting ready for the war, but there was one exception: the commander of the Dark Knights Brigade, Vixur ul Shasta. Having received news of the passing of the Undying One, the administrator, he saw an opportunity for peace and was committed to his ideal. But his plans were met with the unexpected return of the God of Darkness, the Emperor of the Dark Territory, as Gabrielle Miller had his own agenda to pursue. For more on Sword Art Online, make sure to visit the Sword Art Online Wikia, check out these other SAO Wikia features that we know you'll find useful, and don't forget to follow us at SA_Wikia on Twitter for the latest news on the series.